Reaching the 1000 subscriber milestone is very important for any creator, mainly because it is the first requirement to start earning money through the YouTube Partner Program. But also, as soon as you hit this milestone, a K gets added to your subscriber count, which helps build viewers' trust in you, and you also feel more confident. It took me only 15 days to grow my channel from 0 to 1000 subscribers, and now I want you to get the same result on your channel as well. So please listen carefully to everything I am going to share in this video, because the more of these points you apply, the more your chances of reaching 1000 subscribers will increase. If you apply more of these points, your chances of hitting 1000 subscribers will increase accordingly. So let's start with point number 1, which is to use the community tab. If I show the data from the last 30 days on my channel, you can see that I got almost 600 subscribers just from the community tab. And if we change the time period to lifetime, I have gotten a total of 16,000 subscribers. Now, the reason this data is so important is that I did not have to put in any effort to gain these subscribers, whereas making a full-length video takes me many days, or it takes several days. Creating a community post, on the other hand, really takes almost no effort at all. So whenever I see a channel that doesn't use the community tab on a consistent basis, I feel pretty disappointed, because they're missing out on basically free subscribers. And even among creators who do use the community tab, 19% don't even know the proper way to use it. So they just drop a link and keep promoting their video like that, and not only will you not get any extra subscribers, people will actually start unsubscribing from you. So, to use the community tab properly, you need to understand that, just like video posts, it has its own algorithm. We all know that if we upload video after video after video and nobody clicks on our videos, eventually the algorithm will stop showing our videos. Similarly, if you keep posting community posts one after another and nobody engages with those posts, after some time the algorithm will reduce the reach of your community tab. So please give your community tab a bit of respect, and first of all, if you are making promotional posts like this, then stop doing that. If you're making promotional posts like that, then please stop doing that. If you still want to promote a video, there's a proper way to do it. For example, a few hours before I publish any video, I make a post where I tell my audience that a new video is coming soon, and I get them a little bit excited. Besides that, I occasionally do polls or quizzes, and the engagement rate on these kinds of posts is very high. This is because when you make a normal text or image post, viewers only have a like button to engage with it, and if you think about it, even liking it doesn't really give it any special. It doesn't really provide much value. Whereas with quizzes, viewers can test their knowledge in a fun way, so they get more value from it. Similarly, engaging with polls also provides value because they get to see what others voted for and what their opinions are. Finally, one more thing I've noticed is that whenever I post a milestone update, like reaching 400 subscribers, or a festival-related post like Happy Independence Day, those tend to get the most likes, and I think that's because this kind of post is relevant to almost every viewer. Suppose it's relevant for every viewer. It's basically irrelevant. For example, even if the algorithm shows this post of mine to someone who doesn't know about decoding YT and isn't interested in YouTube growth, there's still a chance that the person will like the post. But being an Indian, if YouTube shows that same person my faceless channel ideas post, I'm pretty sure they'll just ignore it. So those were a few of my observations. Related to community posts, this also reminded me that last year I made a post where I asked my viewers, before you subscribe to a channel, how many of its videos do you watch? And you can? About 80% of people said that before they subscribe, they watch at least 3 to 4 videos, and this completely makes sense, because you cannot predict what the rest of that channel's videos will be like just by watching one video. Now, of course, the viewer is not going to put in the effort to look up our other videos on their own, so as a creator, it becomes necessary that if a viewer is watching our video, we also show them more videos from our channel. And the simplest way to do that is by creating a queue chain. Let's say a viewer is watching one video, and then somehow they get another video from that same channel. So they click on that one too. Then they see another video and click on that as well, and basically they keep consuming that channel's content in a sequence. This is an example of a queue chain, and it's useful because the more videos a viewer watches, the higher the probability that they will subscribe. Now, a queue chain can be created in two ways, organic and induced. An organic queue chain is what YouTube creates for you on its own. For example, when a viewer is watching your video and YouTube recommends another one of your videos in the suggested section or through the browse feature. It recommends another one of your videos. The viewer also clicks on that new video that YouTube recommended, and basically this cycle keeps repeating. Of course, this sounds easy to say, but please keep in mind that your channel's niche should be clearly defined and your thumbnail should have consistent branding. Only then will viewers binge watch your content like this. After that comes the induced view chain, which is a view chain that we induce ourselves, or you could say create ourselves. The best example of this is videos that we link through the end screen. So for example, when the viewer finishes the next video, It's not even over yet and another video shows up on the screen, the viewer clicks on it and suppose they watch that video all the way to the end as well, then another end screen appears and basically a queue chain gets created. Now if you're also thinking, come on, this is just something people say, practically speaking, nobody watches that many videos through end screens, then read these comments once. Bro, I'm stuck in an end screen loop. I got late for my meal while watching videos from your end screen. I've already watched about 5 to 6 videos through end screens. Wow. But now the question is, how exactly can you do this for your own channel? What's the most effective way to use end screens so you can build a real queue chain? Well, if you want to find that out, please watch this video all the way till the end because I use that exact same trick in this video too. For now, let's move on to the next point, which is the outlier method. So if you've installed the vidIQ extension in your browser, you might have noticed that under all the videos on the YouTube homepage, a score appears, like 10x, 25x, or 100x, and that score is called an outlier. And this helps us understand how well our video performed compared to the average views on its channel. For example, this video's outlier score is 100x. This means this video got 100 times more views than the channel's average. Now, an outlier video is so important because it did something right that the rest of the videos on the same channel are not able to do, and so if we can somehow use that video format for our own channel, we can increase our views as well. Like around 7 years ago, Bill Wirtz. This video was uploaded, history of the entire world, I guess. At this point, the video has 174 million views, and it is clearly an outlier because it performed 100 times better than the channel's average. So of course, there is something about this video format that made it go so viral. So I did a bit of research and found out that 4 years ago, Step Over, which is a Minecraft channel, replicated the same video format on their channel according to their niche, and the result is right in front of you. The video has 37 mil. And it performed 23 times better than the channel's average. Similarly, Redeem Zoomer tried something like this as well. Story of the entire Bible, I guess. And the video performed 100 times better. And if you're thinking that Step Over and Redeem Zoomer are both big channels, so of course they got those views, then look at this channel, which has only about 11,000 subscribers. And yet by following an outlier video format, its video got 1 million plus views. So if you still don't have the vidIQ browser extension, then I strongly recommend that you install it because it's completely free. With it, you can easily see the outlier score of any YouTube video. So whenever a video shows up on your home page that is clearly an outlier, think about whether you can use that video format on your channel. If the answer is yes, then you can note down that idea because that video could be your channel's next viral video. Also, if you have a vidIQ subscription, then you can go to its dashboard and access this outlier app, and this tool will show you those outlier videos. It only shows what's relevant to your niche. For example, my vidIQ account is connected to the Decoding YD channel, so it's showing me outliers related to YouTube growth. But of course, if I want, I can enter any topic in the search bar and this tool will show me videos related to that topic as well. So if you'd like to try this vidIQ tool, you can click the special link in the description and you'll get a 119% discount on the Boost plan for the first month. With that, you'll be able to use all of vidIQ's tools like the keyword research tab, the AI coach, thumbnail generator, daily ideas, and so much more. Now, the next point is something you can go ahead and apply to your channel immediately, and you will start getting more subscribers. Point number 4, channel glow up. So if you go to YouTube Studio Analytics, then Advanced Mode, then Lifetime, and then Subscription Source, you will be able to clearly see where your subscribers actually come from. In my case, you can see I got the most subscribers from the YouTube watch page. First, these are the subscribers I get when someone is watching my video, and let's say they genuinely end up liking my content. So they go ahead and click the subscribe button, and I think this traffic source is pretty straightforward. But if we look at the other traffic source, where I've actually gotten the most subscribers, that is your YouTube channel, meaning this page, which is my channel's homepage, and on mobile it looks something like this. From this page alone, I've gotten more than 200,000 subscribers, which is about 30% of my total subscriber count. And if you truly want to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and your channel homepage still isn't well optimized, then you are making a big mistake, because just like in real life, we form an impression of someone based only on their looks. In the same way, on YouTube, there will be many people who will assume the quality of your content just by looking at your channel homepage. How do we optimize our channel's homepage? Well, there are mainly 3 things you need to focus on. First is the channel logo, meaning your profile picture. I remember when I started my first channel, I spent several days designing my logo, but now it's 2025, and AI has made this job so much easier. You don't even need a logo idea yourself. You can simply tell ChatGPT what your channel name is and what it is about, and it will generate plenty of logo ideas for you. When you really like one of those ideas, if you would like, you simply need to ask ChatGPT for a prompt to create that logo in Leonardo AI. Then copy that prompt and paste it into Leonardo AI. In just a few seconds, your logo will be ready. The second thing is channel art. In your channel art, you can simply write your channel name in a nice font, and if you can also mention what your channel is about, that would be even better. Finally, the last thing is thumbnail consistency, because even if you have the best logo and the best channel art, if your thumbnails are visually inconsistent, your whole channel will start to look unattractive because of that. To bring visual consistency to thumbnails, every creator should choose one font and a few brand colors that they can use across all of their thumbnails. These brand colors are black, white, green, and red, and you'll see them in nearly all of my thumbnails. Also, I use the exact same font across every single thumbnail. You'll notice this same approach on other big channels too, like this, and this. By following these points, you'll be able to reach 1,000 subscribers, but without 4,000 watch hours, you still won't be able to enter the YouTube Partner Program. So if you want to complete those 4,000 watch hours, please click the video on the screen, and I'll meet you right over there. Bye.